Hi, I'm Claire, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to recognise your psychic abilities and also how to embrace and develop them. So first of all, if you are sat here watching this right now and you have an interest in this type of work, you are probably spiritual in some way. You probably have a gift there somewhere waiting to be expanded, waiting to be expressed. Trust that, know it and believe it. Our intuition is so powerful. We can know things without knowing how we know them. We can predict things without knowing how we can predict them. So trust that. And the first thing to help you trust your intuition is to actually write that down. Write the things that pop into your awareness down in a notebook. And then ask for confirmation of them. Ask for Spirit to bring that confirmation to you. And all of a sudden you will start to see that you can completely trust your intuition and your own guidance. Another way to start to explore your own intuitive awareness is mindfulness and meditation. And actually, if you start with mindfulness, interestingly, it was how I started to expand in my own gift. I went through a hard time in my life, and my counsellor at the time actually started getting me to do mindful breathing. I already knew that I was aware I'd seen Spirit from when I was a young child, but I'd never fully understood it. That mindfulness led to me being able to sit in meditation, and that's when my spirit guides really started to connect with me. So feel the energy. When you're sat in meditation, you don't necessarily always need to do guided meditation. It can be as simple as feeling the energy or using your imagination to take you on a journey. And again, write it all down. Write everything you feel or see down. The next part is the 4 C's, and I'm going to start with clairvoyance. And clairvoyance is the ability to see. And when we talk about the ability to see, it doesn't just mean seeing with our physical eye. And clairvoyance certainly doesn't mean that you can see Spirit with your physical eye. What clairvoyance means is the ability to see truth and the ability to see a greater perspective and a greater awareness. I've always laughed because I always used to sit there going, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see you, I don't want to see you. And I don't see Spirit. I very rarely see Spirit with my naked eye. One way I do see them, and one way many people will see them, is with their mind's eye. So for example, in meditation, they may come into your awareness, or you may get a flash, or you might see a flash of light. Know that all of that is clairvoyance. Spirit also tell me what I'm seeing. I'm very heavily clairaudient, which I'll come on to next. But they very heavily tell me what I'm seeing, and that allows me to build a picture in my own mind. So clairvoyance is such a wide spectrum, and it doesn't have to be just seeing. It's not as one directional as that. It can come in a variety of ways. And just because you don't actually see it, it doesn't mean that you're not clairvoyant, because you are. Clairaudience. So clairaudience is the ability to hear. Now again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you hear Spirit with your physical ear, or you hear situations with your physical ear. What it actually means is that you get a sense of words. Now, whether that be that you do that with writing, and you say, for example, journal or channel write, a lot of that is clairaudience, because it's almost like this knowing what to write down. And I often say, whenever anybody says to me, do Spirit actually speak to you in your ear? And I say no, because they don't. Now and again they do. I've heard my name heard. I've heard things shouted at me before. However, what I usually say is I hear the words in my heart, and that's the only way I can explain it. So again, it just puts a broader perspective on the meaning of clairaudience. Clairsentience, the ability to feel, which, to be honest, is probably the most common psychic or spiritual gift that we all have. When we are empathetic, when we are sensitive to energy, we can feel energy around us. We can feel the feelings of others. We can feel, say, the feelings of nature even. And we can feel the feelings of those in spirit. So for example, to be clairsentient means that you can feel if somebody is not quite feeling themselves. You could feel if somebody's lying to you, or you could feel if somebody is not feeling good within themselves or is feeling a little bit upset. You can also feel spirit. So for example, spirit might come to me and say, I might get in my awareness, let's say a male energy who passed away from a heart attack. And I might feel that pressure within my chest, and that tells me that this person in spirit passed away with a heart attack. Or I might get a pain in my leg and know that they had problems with their legs whilst they were here on earth. And that forms the basis of evidence within mediumship. So again, there's lots of ways that you can be clairsentient. Claircognizance. So claircognizance is the gift of knowing. And to be honest, it's our intuition. And I always laugh and say, I don't know how I know, and I can't tell you how I know, but I just know. And it really is just a knowing of more, a knowing of what the situation is, a knowing of what is going to happen within that situation. So it's just your intuition and your awareness, and I guess all of the other gifts, all of the other C's brought in together, bringing this knowing and this absolute trust in the knowledge that is being provided to us. So how to develop your awareness and your abilities? Meditation is key. Meditation was one of the biggest things that really helped me understand my own awareness and understand where I needed to go with that awareness and what I needed to do with it. Also, finding yourself, I guess, a spiritual group of like-minded people, sitting in a spiritual development circle. You can usually find one of these at your spiritualist church, or a lot of mediums themselves or psychics themselves actually teach themselves too. I know that I run spiritual development groups as an example in spiritual development circles, and a lot of our psychics and mediums here at Psychic Today also do the same. So it's really good to actually sit in a group energy, and actually if you've never experienced a circle before, it's a very beautiful place where you can be with like-minded people, and the energy is just amplified because there's many of you all doing the same work. So I encourage you to really seek that for yourself. If you're unable to do that, there are things that you can do online, courses where there'll be guided meditations, or just simply asking your own spirit guides and angels to come around you and aid in your development at home. Thank you for listening.